So yeah, we had a meeting as a server, and there have been a lot of issues with what's going on the server. Um, I mean, I listed just a few things during that little bit there, during the firing of Monster, but there have been a lot of issues with the server. Really, just it's very laggy for a lot of people. It's there have been a lot of just crashes and stuff like that. And while I've liked playing with the mods and stuff, as the server owner and operator, it's been a pain in the butt. I mean, it really has. I mean, I have never had to deal with and encounter so many issues with running a certain, so many issues, crashes, things just not going right, stuff like that. And um, I've watched like Mad's video, I've watched Hazards, Hobos, and they're all every single video they put out, they're like, "Oh yeah, there's some lag on the server. Oh yeah, there's some lag on the server." Um, and I'm running a decent amount of RAM in here. I'm not running in a terrible amount of RAM, but there's only a few of us on the server. Why should I need to run that much RAM? And the server itself seems to run okay. I you know it's just that the Monster really feels like a, at best, beta pack right now. It doesn't feel like a complete pack, and I don't mean that any disrespect to anybody. I know that those guys are very they're the FTB guys are, they're volunteers. I didn't pay for this thing. I'm not expecting, obviously I'm not expecting any kind of, you know anything from them. Um, so I don't hold I don't behold any grudges or anything like that. I just I just can't, I can't have a server that when we play on it, it lags out as much as it does, even just the amount of block lag. And then you add in the fact that there's mods that don't work, there's blocks and mods that don't seem to work on here. I think the thing that ended for me was, not being able to do the agriculture mod. Uh, you know, it's a major mod, and it really what is this? It really changes gameplay. Okay, had a nice little adventure there. But anyway, what I was saying was um, when the for me, the agriculture mod not working really put a damper on the whole FTB experience. And we tested that sucker out just to make sure it wasn't, we weren't derping it around or anything like that, and it just simply doesn't work. Now there might be a setting or something in here. I don't know. There could be. I don't really care at this point, because it's like, if I have to go muck about with settings that weren't made clear in the beginning, what am I doing? I don't have to do that. I've never had to do that on any mod before. Oh yeah, don't you'll have to set this, or you'll have to do that. And if you don't, the mod doesn't work. Period. Well, that's just kind of dumb. Uh, so I'm gonna sleep and get back to Sunday, or get back to sunlight. Um, and then there's other things. Mason was messing around with a lot of the open blocks. A lot of the open blocks just simply don't work. Um, you know, Trying to craft the power armor just simply doesn't work. Uh, you've got to, the high voltage capacitor thing, so you can craft the energy store, the elite battery and stuff like that. You've got to spawn that in. You've got to spawn this in. You got to spawn that in, type of thing. So that doesn't make it fun for anybody, and least of all me, because I'm the one. The rest of everybody. I'm Mason and I are the only two with any op powers at all, just because we have access to the console. And you know, I don't want to sit there and be spawning stuff in. I want people to go and play and have fun, you know. So yeah, so we just made the decision that, you know, 190, 200 mods probably was something that was tough to do, and it's just something that we can't continue to go on with. So we are going to move on, and I'm sure you're wondering what we're going to move on to. Well, all of us watch other YouTubers, and of course we watch BWO and Generic and Schism and Pungence and Chimney Swift and Paul Soros Jr. and Gliss and Corrales, who are playing on the B Team pack. And so we are going to take a version of that pack and play with it. We're going to take some of the mods, or we're going to start off with the mods for that pack, and then we're going to add to them, because there's a lot of good mods that we really did want to play with and that we really were interested in and wanted to get to know better. You know, like for instance, you know, I wanted to know more about the applied energistics. So that's actually one of the mods that's going to come over with us over to the B Team pack. And then there's other ones. I'm trying to think of a couple of them. Magical Crops, that's one that we wanted. And I forget. There's a bunch others. And then there's a few that are going to be brand new for us. What was the one? I forget the one that Sarnorian basically set this up. So this is Sarn's deal, and he kind of set up this whole mod pack system and got it going and stuff like that. Another one is going to be another big one that we're looking forward to is Millionaire. So that one is where you have kind of the specialized villagers and specialized culture villages with culture in them and stuff like that. So we're all looking very, very forward to that one. That one's actually one that a lot of we actually tried to get it to work on the Unleashed pack and couldn't do it, and so we're looking forward to that. Yeah, we got it working on this B. We're calling it the B plus pack. Hazardous came up with that name, the B plus pack. So it starts off with the B Team, attack of the B Team, and then moves on from there. So, all right. Come on. You're probably wondering where that office was, and then there's something else I kind of want to show you too. So, where's the office at? Well, you can see it. Let's see, I think you can see it. Yep, you can see the bottom of it from right there. See that block that I'm pointing my reticule at? That's the bottom of the office. But there's no way to get there. It's hidden as best as you can do on the monster pack. So how do you get there? Well, dirt illusion. Through the dirt illusion, walk around here. Another illusion. There's my staircase. And the door. So pretty cool. Yeah, I just wanted to have my own little office and stuff. I don't really have anything in here. Now here is the cool part. So I decided that I wanted to get an arsenal ready as much as I could. We don't really have too much in terms of the ability to create arsenals. But here's what I have. Here's my. So this is my office. So if I was the president, this would be the Oval Office, and of course the Oval Office in the White House. There's also the Situation Room. So let's go to the Situation Room. You ready? How would I get there from here? Not in there. Not in there. We've already been out here. There's nothing out here. Haha. Through the secret passageway. And welcome to the Situation Room. I'm prepared for any contingency inside the Situation Room. This is a secure bunker. And so yeah, this is what I've done. I spent a good 3 days getting all this together. So I have another fully charged and ready to roll armory thing going on. I have a fully functional power suit, and this thing I loaded up. So I just went kind of ham bone and grabbed as much stuff as I can and put everything on there. My power fist now has, of course, the wrench, the light, and the now I've also got the this is the explodey plasma gun. I've got the rail gun. I've got the disc thing on it. I've got the ender porter thing. So you just kind of point and shoot, and there you go. I've also got a workbench on it, so I can do a workbench if I want to. I've got my charging supply here, and I need to. Did I? No, I didn't turn that off. Why is it not? Huh. Oh, because I'll bet. Okay, because I had to turn it. I had to turn it off. Okay. Ignore all that. That's just extra stuff. Actually, I'll show you. So up here we have a tesseract going to the energy bridges, right? And then this is a universal charger. So anything I put now in my inner chest actually gets charged. So that's kind of cool. Then I went to look at that. Is that not cool? So this is just the needle block or the needle gun, but when you hang it on a drying rack like that, it does that, which is absolutely awesome. So that's the needle gun. I also have a spare needle gun. I made a spammer. What do you call that thing? A spammer launcher. So that is cool. Also, I made and I think this is just about out. I gotta figure out if this is actually out or what's the deal. So even though it looks kind of dorky, it looks pink and stuff. It's not the rendering is not right for it. That's a hunter's handgun. Oh, also I made a fiery armor. So this is pretty cool. This protects you a lot of different ways. I also made a fiery sword. I've got an extra nano saber. I've got my old stone sword in case I need it. I've got my ranged weapons over here. So I made look at this darkwood bow, because the last darkwood bow they tend to last quite a while. But check out the enchants on this. I went and enchanted this, and then I actually added some enchants that I found, that I had on books and stuff. Infinity 1, Flame 1, Punch 1, Power 5. Nice. The other bow, of course, is just normal, and then this one I think is just Punch 1, Power 2. A load of arrows, extra arrow making stuff. Here's some more fiery blood stuff. These are my auto crafting benches, so I can make more needle guns and stuff like that. Now I made a spammer rocket launcher. And I made, let's see here, I've got all these needle guns. I made some tracking and some regular self-propelled anti-material rockets. But they don't work inside here. All I can do is make this logic expansion card for the tracker. So yeah, I've got that. In this one, I've got my Xeno's Reliquary Hunter's Handgun stuff. And I've got extra clips in here. The empty clips go back into here, and then I can make more bullets from them. So this is my on this one I have my map. So this shows basically just around spawn. Here is This is our island. This, where I'm pointing at right now, is where Mason's house is. And then this is the factory. So spawn is right there. That's Mad's base. This is Vic's base, and then of course everybody else is kind of spread out and stuff like that. I tried using the cartographer. I saw that thing from BOO where he did the cartographer and set up the cool looking elevation map. Yeah, it doesn't work here. Doesn't work on this pack. The cartographer seems to work, but you can't show the elevation. So I'm just like, there's another reason why we're leaving. This stuff here, now this stuff was just really easy to make, and I just thought it looked cool. It does absolutely nothing. So this is the Diamond Etch Computational Matrix, and it's actually pretty easy to make, but it actually looks really cool. Where's it at? There it is. So it's just burnt quartz, which is just a block of quartz that you smelt, and then this ender infused obsidian, which is just obsidian with an ender pearl in it, and then diamonds, which of course I've got 8 million of. So that they were very easy to make. And then I also made these because this all looks really cool together, I think. So this is a quantum computer, and I don't know what it does, but it looks really cool. And it's really easy to make too. You just take some quantum dust and surround it with some iron and some glass panes. The computer, so these are 3 monitors, a printer, a computer, and a disk drive. And again, nothing works. I don't have anything set up or anything like that. It's just there. This block, on the other hand, does work. And it's a Wraith node. Well, what does a Wraith node do? Well, let me tell you. Glad you asked. That would be in my backpack, I think. So you need a Wraith's eye. And if you right-click on the Wraith, you bind it, you bind the Wraith eye to the Wraith node. Okay? But then what happens once it's bound like that, you can go out, and wherever you're at in the world, you can right-click on the Wraith eye and boink, back. So you remember in Unleashed we had those Rod of Returns? That's kind of what this is. Oh, what am I doing? What'd I do? Put that up. So that is a cool little thing. If you get into a fight or something like that and you need to bug out, there's your bug out right there. So this is my armory. Very cool. It's going to be replicated on the new server. I can tell you that right now. Mason and I showed Mason, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool," and stuff. And I'm like, "Yes, we will be doing this on the new server too. We'll do something like this. Plus, we'll have the flans guns and stuff like that we can add and stuff like that. This was going to be. Oh, I was going to make. What is it? At Xeno, I was going to make these holy hand grenades. I just didn't. I mean, I could, but I just didn't. So, yeah. All right. Final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts. So this is I'm adding this in post production because I'm a professional. Yeah, not really. I'm just doing this after the fact, so it's in post. And as I'm going through the world and walking through it, I'm getting distracted. I'm trying to compose thoughts and getting distracted about what my last thoughts are on Monster are. And so I'm going to do this post and not look at anything other than the screen right in front of me, and hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. So my final thoughts on Monster. I think Monster showed a lot of promise. It was a lot of mods that we were all looking really forward to playing and experimenting with. There was a lot of stuff. There were some old oldies but goodies, old familiars. But then there was a lot of stuff that was new and really updated for the 1.6.4. I mean, Thaumcraft was really updated from 1.5.2 to 1.6.4, and a lot of really cool stuff was in there also. I think that it's a great concept. not sure that it's the best thing in practice. And a couple things that I think kind of illustrate this is you've got Monster. And in Monster, you have so many options now for machinery that it really, now it gives you a lot of choices. It gives you a lot of options. You can play the way you want to play and stuff like that. But, here's your options. You can go IC2, you can go thermal expansion, and you can go AE. Some of these things are kind of mixed up together and stuff like that, and you use them together, I know, but you've got the logistics pipes, you've got better storage, you've got iron chests with diamond chests and stuff like that. You've got factorization, you've got Ender IO now too, they added in. And then you've got things like rotary craft, which is really complicated. I'm not saying that it's a bad mod. I want to be real clear about that, because I've watched some of, I believe, who was it, Reika, that makes this, and the guy knows what he's doing. He's an engineer, so this is an engineer making a mod for Minecraft. So very, very cool right off the bat. But then some of the things that were there were so overpowered that it was like, whoa, like the bedrock sword, when it broke all of my armor and stuff like that, that was super overpowered. Having a sword like a bedrock sword, never ever break. You never have to, this stuff has no durability. So it never ever breaks. I don't know. That seems a little weird, doesn't it? So that's just my thoughts. I mean, some people really like it. Reika probably would really disagree with me, and that's okay. It's his mod, But it almost felt like the rotary craft really was the overpowered version of everything. And if you really wanted to play high powered, you went with rotary craft. As far as so that's the playability part of it. That's really the playability. I almost wonder if there weren't too many choices, was basically what I'm saying. It didn't seem like there were good natural progressions from one thing to the other. There was just all these different choices that you could do. Some things I used thermal expansion, I used Ender IO, I used AE, I used logistics pipes. I mean, I kind of went a little crazy on everything. Well, I used IC2, too. So I went a little crazy, but then, of course, it turned out to be a kind of a big mess. I was thinking at the very end of it, the last day that I was playing around with the AE and stuff, I was thinking, whoa, this is a gigantic mess. So as far as the mod pack itself, as far as the technical side of the mod pack, it was one of those things where if things aren't going to work, it really makes, I don't want to say it's unplayable. Obviously we were playing, we could have continued playing, but it really puts a damper on your expectations. I have to say, looking extremely forward to agriculture. I really was. I was going to open up a little shop. I was really intrigued with that the fact that here is a new form of hunger control, and it doesn't work. And that was so disappointing. I mean, that really was disappointing for me. I beyond anything that I've ever experienced before, it was disappointing. So then, to watch all like the open blocks not work and things not being able to be crafted and stuff like that, I really felt like there was some work that could have been done. There was some testing that should have happened. And I'm not going to say that it wasn't me. There could have been a config set. I can tell you we downloaded most of this. This was we didn't add anything to it. We didn't take anything away, except for the only thing we didn't run was Meteorcraft. And if there was something to do in the config files, it was not listed anywhere. If I needed to change a configuration or something like that, it was never listed anywhere. So if that's the case, then better documentation needed pronto. So the final thing that I've got to say about it was I really hope that the next time a Feed the Beast pack comes out, like the 7.2 stuff, which may be out pretty soon, may not be out so soon. It depends on how fast the mod makers can write up to 1.7.2, because that was a gigantic change in the Minecraft code anyway, so that's probably taking a long time for that kind of stuff to come out. But I hope that once those things start coming out, we can come back to FTB. I really did like FTB, and I've always liked the concepts of the FTBs and stuff like that. And this is the first one that I've actually been disappointed in. Right, that is it. Next time we'll be playing on the B+ pack. And as I sit here and record this tonight, I've already started playing. So, look forward to some of that. We haven't gotten very far or anything like that. We're still basically playing Minecraft. We haven't really played too much of the other stuff at all. So look forward to that. And thanks, everybody, for watching. And if you liked what you've seen, I'll keep doing it. Feel free to subscribe or to follow me on the Google Pluses. Follow me on Twitter, stuff like that. All right. Have a good one, guys. I know this was a long one, but it really needed to be, all this stuff needed to be gone over. So thanks very much. Have a good one. Bye.